Welcome Zombie Slayers and 7 Days to Die fans. Today I'm going to bring you a seed showcase on a map I'm playing. I want to bring this one to you because I rate this one, this particular seed up there with the popular seeds WNJ and Crackpot 20. Where are we? Yeah, I'm just getting ready for Horde Night, so it's day 154 in the morning. So this particular seed is called Roobie. That's a capital, I'll put it up on the screen, but capital R-O-O-B-I-E, Roobie. Now, what is so good about this particular seed? Let's bring up the map. Let's start off. So I'm in my Hub City Horde base, getting ready for Horde Night. There we go, Hub City, centre of the map, nothing strange about that. You'll find that just about on every other random gen seed. The key areas for me, as you know, Hub Cities are important, purely because they'll have 2 of the 5 important stores you're looking for. The Shamways for food, popping pills for medication, and a chance for the chemistry bench, working stiff for all your crafting and tool requirements, Shotgun Messiah for all your weapon requirements, and of course Crackerbook for all of your blueprints and recipes for learning and unlocking different tier equipment. So 2 of those in every hub, that's why it's important, but hub cities do have all the top zombies in as well, so it's also one of the more dangerous areas to come in. But why am I showcasing this particular seed? Hub Cities got everything you'd expect it to have. What I really like about the seed is the biomes that are surrounding the seed. Once you get yourself into the Hub City, you won't have far to go to get most of the materials you're going to need. You've got both green biomes, the more heavily forested area, and the more of the grassland seed, so they cover pretty much 3/4 of the surrounding of this particular hub city. Nice. You've also got a good section of desert, so as far as digging and finding oil shale for fuel, you don't have far to go for that. Those that like the snow biome, you have a nice little slither of the snow biome here, so plenty of tree trunks to find some pretty decent loot in there as well. Yes, they do have the tougher lumberjack zombies. There is a sliver of the dreaded wasteland biome, so full of mines, so you want to be careful with regards to that. But generally speaking, biome diversity in and around the hub city is pretty decent in my book. This particular map has in total 11 towns that I've found. This may obviously the main hub city, but it does also have, and this is the other reason I like this seed, a second miniature hub city not far from the main hub city as it is. So again, just a smaller version, but still has 2 of all the 5 key stores, and then you'll get a mix of all the others as far as police stations and banks and car parks and various gas stations and food locations. So oops, what am I doing there? Hub City, second Hub City, always a good start to have a second one of these around as well. Now what I want to show you is the number of towns. So what was I saying? 11 towns, main hub, second hub. It's got 1 crossroads that I could find. There might be another one out here, I don't know, I haven't checked everywhere on here. But the importance of that crossroads is it does have an O'Reilly's there. So as far as getting a workbench is concerned, that is just down in the bottom right hand side of the map, where you'll find the crossroads and O'Reilly's. So you can get a workbench in there, but you can also get a workbench in various gas stations that you'll find dotted around various other towns that are in here. So good diversity around the hub city. The 11 towns. So the more towns you have, obviously the better the chance you have of being able to loot and acquire better gear. So I'm going to start off on the northern part of this map. I'm based on the south part, but I have gone through each of the towns. So if you go through the second hub city and go north from there, you'll find a green and swamp mixed biome city. Not too bad. I think it's only got a couple of the main stores, or three of them. I don't recollect what they are. In fact, it looks like there might be four, so you've got a good chance of finding what you're looking for in amongst that as well. So again, all towns are good for looting, scavenging. Some are better than others for building your horde bases, or whether you have one or multiple. So your first one up in the top right is this particular town up here. There is a fair bit of water around, but nothing is difficult to traverse. If we carry on just off to the side here, there is a lake in this area here, so you do have to come out to the edge of the map in order to find a way around from north to south. But generally speaking, once you're in the middle of the map here anyway, you can traverse all of that quite happily through a nice green biome. So carrying on with our journey to the north, in order to get north from here, we do have to come out west. That'll take us into a town within the snow biome. Sorry, if I put over the cursor over the town, at least you can stop and have a look and see what the coordinates are if you want to make a note. Again, it's a smallish town. It's not a big one. It is in the snow biome. I know some people like the snow biome for various reasons. So we've got a town within there. You'd need to travel north out of that town to then hit another town slightly larger in a swamp biome. Again, a good spread of the core stores you're after, and a nice mix of everything else that you could be looking for. On a random gen map, the seed name will repeat itself as far as where the towns are located. The POIs within each of the towns, though, they can vary. So the more towns you have, the more chance you have of the various spread of POIs. So again, north from the hub city, which was just here, through the snow, across to the swamp. If we come across east from there, we then hit a fork in the road. If we carry north up there, we come into more snow biome and another town up in the snow biome, but you've got a good, third of that town cut off at the edge of the map via the irradiated zone. But again, still good materials in there, stores to go and loot. So with that, we go back to the fork in the road. That brings us into this town here. Now this one looked like it was pretty much surrounded by water when I was there, except for north. I think up here is more land, and I can't remember if the water came all the way around or whether that's sort of spread, but there's a big section of wasteland biome and lakes here in the middle. Not the most hospitable, but it is what it is. But this town was great. This town, let's just hover over so you got the coordinates. If you do find yourself spawning in this area, try for this area. This town has 5. It has one each of the 5 main stores that you're looking for, gas stations, various other locations around. I don't believe that there was a bunker in this particular one. So, but a great place to loot, as it'll have just about, well, it has all of the 5 stores, so you're going to find all the different items you want there. But probably best if you don't spawn in that area when you're traveling, obviously come in by mini bike. 1, because of the distance, and 2, because of the biome you need to traverse through. So back to the swamp one, down to the snow biome one. Now there's a road coming out of the snow biome one that continues off west, which does lead us into another sort of destroyed or burnt grassland and plains town. That's a pretty decent town with regards to the stores. Actually, well, we got 3 of them here, but it's got a good mix of other POIs within there as well, so plenty of looting to be had there. Now we're pretty much close to the edge. I think the edge is about 3.5 to 3.7 kilometers, so I predict the edge is just beyond this point anyway. So coming south from that town then takes us into another one, again into the sort of the burnt biome, and what is that again? Is that the swamp or is that the plains? I think that's the swamp. Again, not a lot of stuff within it, but plenty enough for a day trip or camping out a couple of days and looting away in order to bring back to your main base. So plenty of towns to the north and to the west of the hub city. A couple of good options to the east of the hub city. There is some water. That does mean you'll need to try and stick to the roads where you can, but POI is left, right, and centre on this map. Plenty of what are the ones that have the um, furnace in it in the first place? Uh, they're the ones you find out in the green biome. So there's plenty of those out there as well. The small not outhouses, houses out there that have got a furnace downstairs. So you can get plenty of those if you need to. Now let's have a look at the area that I like best, and that's down to the south of the hub city. So we have a nice sized town in here. It's got a decent diversity. For me, it had the working stiffs, shotgun messiah, and a popping pills. And I'm actually positioned in one of those well bunkers, and I've made a sort of a horde base around that area as well. A decent enough mixer. It has a bank as well. So this is the main town that I'm in, surrounded by green. It's a nice area. All the resources you need to start off with. I believe when I spawned in between these two towns, and because I sort of had a rough idea of where I was, what I was wanting, headed off, got here pretty quick, got myself established. Great town for doing that. Not far from the hub city, and of course not far from the second hub city as well. Anyway, carrying on, looking down to the south side of this particular map, if we go over to the east, brings us to another town in the green biome. This one had, whereas the other one didn't have a cracker book, which is a tough start, especially for wanting to get all the blueprints. I believe this town did have a cracker book. It's got a police station. Again, a worthy town of setting up in if that's where you find yourself nearby. If that's what your preference is, you can build your own horde base in here. So what I like about these towns is where you get sort of more open up blocks, you can effectively turn one of those into your sort of, your patch, and you can build within as big or as small as you like within all of that. So those are the two towns just south of the two hubs. So if you position yourself anywhere in the middle of all of this as well, then you've got resources whichever way you want to go. Following south down from this particular town, we come into a desert town. So again, from a resources perspective, shale to make gas. It's a good location to come down. If there's a town there as well, it just means that, you're not out in the middle of the desert doing nothing. There's plenty of areas to scavenge, scout, loot, while you pass the nights away mining in the desert biome. Now to the right of that, which will be to the east, this is where we will find that four-way stop, or the crossroads, and that's just south of the other second green city that's just a little bit south of the smaller hub city. So pretty much in a straight line down from there you can locate this crossroads if O'Reilly's is somewhere you want to find quickly. Now from the desert town, if we carry on out to the west, we will come across I believe this was a wasteland. So once you get out into this area, what's the cursor doing? You do have a fair bit of wasteland around here, so that is highly dangerous. I haven't followed this road out. It might go somewhere. How far out are we? Because there's a lot of big patch here I haven't covered. 2.5. So there's still space for there to be something in between. So this was the one when we did the northern part, but sort of dipped out to the far west. There's no road leading off that, so I don't believe there's anything that connects these two towns. Whether there's something else in the middle here, there's certainly enough space for it. Might have to go and investigate it. But again, this is a lot of wasteland as well, so that's not been high on my list of places to go and visit while on this map. So there we go, that's your 11 towns. Nice spread of biomes. Some really good locations to start off your first base, if you like, or get yourself established in a particular town if that's what you choose. Good areas for setting up if you just want to build from scratch. That can be between two great towns, two hub cities, resources galore. There is a bit of water, but it's not actually that problematic, and it does break up the scenery a bit better. Seeds like WNJ, which have very little water, just for endless rolling hills of green and different biomes. So here you get at least a mix, and it sort of breaks it up, and you have to sort of plan your journeys a bit better because you might have to circumvent your way around to different locations, but other than that, it takes you off into various areas that you want. But for me, now that I'm into the hub city for this particular playthrough, the biomes that are around me give me all the resources I need, so I'm not traveling half of a map to go out to a desert for more oil for my mini bike and tools such as the auger and the chainsaw. Having the snow biome around, good source of XP from the slightly tougher lumberjack zombies, and of course you've got all those tree stumps, so pretty decent for catching up on some of the more obscure items that you'll be looking for to do with what's the hat with the light on it, the mining helmet. That's it. Good chance of finding that. Good chance of finding honey as well. So from curing yourself from infections earlier on. But you guys know what is in the resources. This is about showcasing this particular seed. So the seed again, Roobie, capital R, OOBIE. Great map if you haven't tried it and you're looking for something that's different and new. So the last thing to finish off on are the traders. Now, I haven't found all the traders on this map, that I'm pretty sure on. But I have found a good number of them, and they're in good locations as well. So, Hub City, first trader, just north of the Hub City. This one here. So that's one of the traders. Now, the other two decently positioned ones are between basically these four locations. So, the main city that I'm in, or the main town I'm in, is here. The first Hub City. First trader for that one, just north of there, on the way up to the hub city, just off the main road to that one, and on the way to the other city, or the other town, Greentown, we've got another trader here. So these two traders here are in a fantastic position. When you're up in the hub city, this is a good location for the trader as well. There is another trader down here in the wasteland biome. So a bit of a fun journey to get to, but there is a path up to it that you can take that's safe enough. So if you've exhausted the supplies of the other traders and you want another location to go to, we've got one just over here to the left of the town that I was at, and I'm sure there was another one just down here somewhere. I could be wrong. Those are the ones I've found to date. I could be getting confused. Oh no, it's over here. While I was circumnavigating the lake to find a way across, I did stumble across another trader all the way out here. So between these traders, cycling between them all, it's pretty easy to get, the resources that you're after. Once you've done a few of the treasure hunts as well, then you've got the casino jukes, the coins, in order to pick up any other resources that you need. But equally, all the surplus items that you end up with, you'll eventually get all of the blueprints. Once you've got all the blueprints you need, unless you're keeping a collection of them, sell them all. They'll earn you more casino jukes as well. So they're all in very good positions, and I'm not sure where we're going to find the other traders. They'll be out there somewhere, but again, don't want to give you everything, just give you an idea of where everything is at. So that's the traders that I found on here as well, also very good locations. Hope this gives you an idea of the sort of resources that are around, the locations that are around, and maybe somewhere different to play if, like me, you've played to death out of Crackpot 20 and WNJ. I think I've covered everything I wanted, went through all the 11 towns, showed you the crossroads, the 2 hub cities. That's fantastic, got all of that. And if you've enjoyed this episode, do hit that like button. That really does help as far as getting this video out for other 7 Days to Die fans to find. If you like the content that you've seen on here or any of my other channels, then episodes, then please do subscribe. It's always nice to see new subscribers joining. So until the next time, take care, be safe, and goodbye for now.